The sky is black, not dark, but a deep, star-pricked blackness that presses in from all sides. Below the world is a soft blue curve. You are alone, utterly. You are strapped to 60,000 pounds of thrust and stealth, a machine designed to be a ghost. No one sees you, no one hears you. Your radar is a whisper, a phantom touch across hundreds of miles of empty space. But you are not just flying, you are hunting. Somewhere out there in that same terrifying emptiness, another mind is doing the same. He doesn't know you're here, not yet. The first sign he'll get is the bloom of fire where his wingman used to be. This is the moment where wars are won or lost. It's not about the machine, it's about the mind inside it. This is the world of the F22 Raptor pilot, a world of extreme isolation and overwhelming information. A place where the battle is fought not just with missiles and cannons but with neurons and synapses. Welcome back to Skyjet Wings. We're glad you're flying with us again. Here we don't just talk about the hardware. We don't just drool over thrust-to-weight ratios or radar cross-sections. We go deeper. We pull back the canopy and look at the human being inside the cockpit. We explore the grit, the fear, the focus, and the sheer mental horsepower it takes to fly and fight at the absolute pinnacle of aviation. Because a fighter jet, no matter how advanced, is just an expensive paperweight without the right mind at the controls. Today, we're strapping into the most advanced fighter the world has ever seen, the F-22, and exploring its most critical component, the pilot's psyche. We often imagine fighter pilots as adrenaline junkies, mavericks with a death wish. The reality is far more complex, especially in the Raptor. Imagine you are the quarterback of a team, and the Super Bowl is on the line. Now imagine that the football field is 400 miles wide. The other team is invisible, and if you throw an incomplete pass, your entire team disappears. That is a glimpse into the pressure cooker of an F-22 cockpit. The pilot wears a heavy crown. He or she is often the first in, last out asset, tasked with clearing a path for everyone else. They are the electronic quarterback, the unseen guardian who ensures that the bombers, the tankers, and the legacy fighters can do their jobs without being picked off. The F-22's sensors fuse data from its own radar, from other aircraft, from satellites, and from ground stations into a single, unified picture of the battle space. The pilot's job is to interpret this fire hose of information in real time. Who is friendly? Who is hostile? What is their intent? Where will they be in 5 minutes? In combat aviation, we live and die by the OODA loop. Observe, orient, decide, act. It's a concept developed by legendary fighter pilot and strategist Colonel John Boyd. The goal is simple. Get inside your opponent's loop. Cycle through the process faster than they can, and you'll make them react to you. In a legacy fighter like an F-15 or F-16, this is a conscious, high-effort process. You see a bogey, you orient your jet, you decide on a maneuver, and you act. But in the F-22, the OODA loop is on steroids. It's been fundamentally transformed by technology. The F-22 pilot doesn't just observe in the traditional sense. The aircraft's sensor fusion system does the heavy lifting. It observes everything, from every direction all at once. It processes the raw data, filters out the noise, and presents the pilot with a clean, synthesized picture. This is the orient phase, and it happens almost instantaneously. The pilot's mental energy is freed up to focus on the last two most critical steps: decide and act. This is the Raptor's first psychological edge. It shortens the loop. To survive inside the pressure cooker of the Raptor's cockpit, pilots must become masters of compartmentalization. This is the psychological practice of separating thoughts and emotions into different mental boxes. It's really about building firewalls in the mind. In one box you have the tactical problem, the enemy aircraft, their vectors, your missile envelopes. In another box you might have a minor system malfunction that needs monitoring but isn't an immediate threat. This mental discipline is not natural. It is forged in years of brutal training. Simulators push pilots to their absolute limits, throwing multiple emergencies and complex tactical scenarios at them simultaneously. So, a pilot might be dealing with an engine fire, a hostile missile launch, and a request from a wingman all in the same 10-second window. The trained Raptor pilot, however, instinctively triages. They build a mental wall around the fear of the engine fire, focus on defeating the missile, then delegate tasks before calmly addressing the original emergency. Consider the story of a pilot who described a long-range, beyond visual range engagement. He was tracking multiple hostile aircraft hundreds of miles away, planning his attack sequence. In the middle of this complex mental calculation, his own jet suffered a failure in a non-critical flight control system. An alarm blared, a warning light flashed. But for this pilot, it was just another piece of data. He mentally boxed up the system failure, acknowledged it, determined it wasn't an immediate threat to the mission, and returned his full concentration to prosecuting the targets. Long before the engines spool up, the F-22 pilot has already fought the battle a dozen times in their mind. This is the power of visualization, a mental technique used by elite performers in every field, from Olympic athletes to chess grandmasters. They don't just study maps and memorize threat parameters. They sit in a quiet room, close their eyes, and walk through the entire mission from start to finish. They visualize the takeoff, the climb to altitude, the ingress into enemy territory. They see the symbols appearing on their displays. They rehearse their responses. The pilot visualizes the exact sequence of button presses needed to sort and target multiple bogies. They feel the slight buffet as the weapons bay doors open. They hear the whoosh of the missile leaving the rail. They see the symbol for the hostile aircraft disappear from their screen. They are creating neural pathways, muscle memory for the mind, so that when the real event happens, their reactions are automatic, instinctive, and perfect. This process does more than just prepare them for the mechanics of the mission. It is a powerful tool for managing anxiety and building confidence. When they finally strap into the cockpit, the environment feels less hostile, the tasks less daunting. Experts in performance psychology confirm that this kind of detailed, multi-sensory visualization can activate the same neural networks as the actual experience. The brain has difficulty distinguishing between a vividly imagined event and a real one. Flying the F-22 requires a profound psychological shift. A pilot in a legacy fighter trusts their own senses above all else. Their eyes, their ears, the feel of the jet through the seat of their pants, these are the primary inputs. But the F-22 pilot must learn to trust the machine. They must develop a deep symbiotic relationship with the aircraft's silicon brain. Imagine this scenario. You're flying at 50,000 feet. Your own radar is off to maintain stealth. Your eyes see nothing but empty blue sky. But the MFD in front of you shows 4 hostile aircraft 150 miles away, flying in a tight formation. The data is being fed to you from a friendly AWACS, another Raptor, and a satellite link, all fused into one symbol. There is no physical evidence of their existence. The F-22 pilot cannot afford that luxury. They must trust the system. They must act on the digital truth. This trust is not blind faith, it is earned. It's built over hundreds of hours in the simulator and on training sorties. Pilots learn the system's strengths and its limitations. They learn to interpret the data, to understand how it's being presented, and to recognize the subtle cues that indicate the quality of the information. This human-machine teaming is the cornerstone of the Raptor's lethality. The computer handles the immense task of data collection and processing, freeing the pilot's superior cognitive brain for what it does best: strategy, creativity, and decision-making. When we combine all these mental strategies, what emerges is the ultimate competitive edge. The F-22's dominance is not just technological, it is psychological. It is a weapon system designed to attack the enemy's mind as much as their aircraft. Think about it from the enemy's perspective. You are flying a capable 4th-generation fighter. You are confident. Suddenly your wingman explodes. There was no warning, no radar lock, no missile trail. Your screens are empty. You call out on the radio, but there's only static. Your entire reality unravels. This is the end result of the F-22 pilot's mental game. The accelerated OODA loop means the Raptor pilot is living in the future, while the enemy is stuck in a terrifying present. The compartmentalization allows the pilot to remain a cold, calculating hunter, while the enemy is descending into panic. The visualization and mental rehearsal ensure that the F-22 pilot's actions are precise and flawless. The trust in the machine allows the pilot to act with a certainty and speed that seems supernatural to their foe. They are not just fighting a jet, they are fighting a ghost who seems to know their every move before they do. This psychological warfare is the true meaning of air dominance. It's not just about having a favorable kill ratio, it's about creating an environment where the enemy is so mentally defeated that they cannot effectively fight back. Ultimately, the mind of the F-22 pilot is the final decisive component of the weapon system. The stealth, the speed, the advanced avionics, These are all tools designed to deliver one thing: a focused, prepared, and psychologically superior human mind to a point in space where it can make a decisive impact. The edge is not in the metal, it's in the mind. We've journeyed into the void. We've explored the pressure cooker of the cockpit and dissected the mental architecture of an F-22 pilot. We've seen how strategy, discipline, and a unique human-machine symbiosis create an unparalleled edge in the sky. This is the world we explore at Skyjet Wings, a world where technology and human psychology collide at Mach 2. The stories of these pilots, their challenges, and their triumphs are the very heart of modern air power, and we are dedicated to bringing those stories to you. We invite you to join our formation. Don't be a lone wolf out there in the vastness of the internet. Follow Skyjet Wings on all our social media channels. By joining us, you become part of the squadron, ensuring you never miss a briefing. Share this article with a friend who appreciates the intersection of high-tech hardware and human grit. Let's build a community that understands that the greatest weapon system is, and always will be, the well-trained mind. Thank you for flying with us today. Keep your eyes on the horizon, and remember that in the world of air combat, the battle is always won first in the mind. The next time you see a fighter jet tear across the sky, look beyond the impressive machine. See the discipline, the focus, and the incredible mental game being played inside that canopy. Engage with us, share your thoughts, and become part of the Skyjet Wings mission. Let's explore the edge of performance together. Fly safe.